Good morning, everyone. As introduced by our lovely MC, my name's Aaron. I'm so I'm as introduced by the presenter. I'm an e-commerce manager for Sunshine Online. My team and I have been working on this project since 2016. Today, we'll be sharing some of the challenges that we face and possible solution that we have figured out along the way throughout this journey. So for those who do not know what is a high SKU business, in general terms, it would be something like if you know Daiso or Mr. DIY, those companies that have a lot of different sizes of items, variety of items in terms of volumetric, large to small items. So my presentation would be, my sharing would be more related to those people who are in this business field. Yeah. So for those who do not know what is Sunshine Online, we are a grocery website. We offer basically anything that is in the supermarket, from fresh to frozen to chill, as well as all the daily necessities you need. So, I mean, you name it, we have it. Of course, in our offline stores, we do have more choices. At the moment, in our Sunshine Online, we have over 6,000 items available. Currently, we have over 30,000 active users in our website, and we are primarily based in Penang Island itself. So we started in 2016, as we mentioned. We started going into the foray of marketplace in 2019 into Shopee. In 2020, we joined Lazada, and this year in 2021, we joined Delivery, Eat and Grab, with our strategy going to the on-demand delivery, grocery delivery service. We also actually started our pickup options during the pandemic. So we have pickup options tying together with the offline store, with Sunshine Square, Sunshine Palin, Sunshine Julutong, as well as our convenience stores throughout the MNCs in Penang Island itself, Intel, Dell, B Brown, to name a few, literally bringing sunshine to their doorstep. Yeah. So one of the biggest challenge that we have faced today that I'm planning to share is, you know, the simple question of chicken and egg problem. I think this is one of the biggest things everyone is facing in the business today. You know, which comes first? You know, do I wait for my sales to come in first, or do I invest first? I think honestly, there is no right answer to this dilemma. You know, idealistically for me, I find that you know, I would have idealistically, I would have like the whole beautiful inventory warehouse. I have an infrastructure operation ready. I have cool trucks ready, and have a beautiful website with all the bells and whistles available to me. But unfortunately, reality is that doesn't happen. Yeah? So a lot of us, especially I think a lot of people participating with us today, know that budget is always an issue, and a good investor does not come by easily. So what can we do? You know, if you're a traditional business, you know, where should you start from? You know, so these are the few things we should look at today, and this is one of the challenges that we face. So how can we potentially solve this issue? You know, I think the first thing is actually to identify where we are, where your business are. Like for me, is by understanding where we are in terms of e-commerce, and then we strategize accordingly. For us, we use a more incremental strategy basis. So we kind of add in functions as we go. Like So what are the three types of business? So there's a single channel. This is a very basic business where it's your typical brick and mortar. So basically you will have only a single channel of selling. You have an offline store, you sell to offline only, and you only sell your items through the physical shop itself. Yeah. So if you are in this position, the easiest thing is to I think there's a lot of marketplace out there available right now to easily actually put your items out there. I think during this pandemic, everyone is forced to move from a single channel shop to a multi-channel. Yeah. For us, we started our business in 2016. So at that time, marketplace was already present, but it wasn't ready to accept large kind of grocery kind of inventory. So we only joined much later on when we believed that the market was ready. But before that, we had a website, and we kind of added the function as we go. Yeah. So that's how we slowly move from single channel to multi-channel as we move forward. So there's a very important thing to identify first. Yeah. So then once you get into the multi-channel, then you need to see how far you want to go. If in terms of like how we talk about the chicken and egg dilemma, where should you start investing first? If you're just starting, you can focus a lot in your marketplace first, and then slowly you can start thinking about creating your own separate inventory for e-commerce, your delivery system if you're planning to do your own website as well. Yeah. Then of course the next step is where I think where everyone is here today is to talk about the omni-channel. Omni-channel basically is to bring your multi-channel together into one. Yeah. So for us, Sunshine, we are still working towards the omni-channel method. We are actually working on an app right now to bring everything together into one platform itself, from our offline stores to our online, as well as our customer service and self pickup services. Yeah. So that is potentially how to solve that chicken and egg dilemma. Yeah. My second one of the second challenges that we face when we have multiple channels is that we will tend to have a lot of API issues. Like we were explaining just now, when for Sunshine, we grow in an incremental basis. So what happens when we grow in an incremental basis is that we work with a programming house, and we make functions as we go. So there's, if let's say for your business, you create one e-commerce website, which is from a different programming house, and you have a CRM from a different programming house. At the end of the day, you will have different systems trying to connect to your main system. If let's say you're a high SKU business, I would assume you will have your own inventory system. So what happens is that you will start having a lot of different services which are not talking to each other that efficiently. Yeah. So it's very important to think through how to solve this issue along the way. Yeah. So yeah, I think the important conclusion is that one must first identify where they are in terms of where they are in the business. If they're in a single channel, if you're in a multi-channel, if you're in your multi-channel, how well, if you're in a multi-channel business, where you are in the multi-channel itself, like if you are in a marketplace or in a website, and understand and create your strategize properly. And of course, at the end of the day, you need to know what are the functions that you're doing incrementally so that you can plan out your API or find services like something like 91 app to bring everything together, create a seamless solution as well, or plan out your with your programming house to see how you want to create incremental at the same time work with your retail business intelligence system to work better. So I think that is my sharing today. Thank you very much. So sorry, it's a bit quick, a bit fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. So you guys, if you have any questions for Aaron, just go ahead and leave them in the Q&A box. Now, Aaron, we were talking about changes earlier, during the MC and all that. And how has the current pandemic actually affected everything that you guys have been doing?
So sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Oh, I said, we talked earlier with BC about, how the MCO had hit, and so many people had to make changes here and there. So how did that change whatever you guys have been doing?
We definitely has changed a lot. Like for example, in the retail outlet, our offline stores cannot have as many people in already, and we saw a high intake of people shopping online. So and as well as there's more people wanting to purchase directly online and then come pick it up. From last year MCO, I think there was so much demand that we actually had to create another pickup service individually for physical stores just to manage that demand that came to us. And also and inventory was a big issue, especially during the pandemic. A lot of things was going out of stock, and how do we like for Sunshine, we work closely together with our offline store. So our inventory itself is joined together with the offline stores. So this is in a way that we try to save costs in terms of warehousing. So that became a huge challenge for us during the pandemic.
I see. And of course, speaking of challenges, back when MCO first hit, I would go onto websites like Tesco and all that, and it'll be impossible to get groceries. So did y'all experience the same thing as well?
When you say groceries, it's like fresh produce or
a mixture of anything you need, your day-to-day toiletries, it's a mix of everything, because you weren't really allowed to go out then, and everybody was so scared to leave their houses.
Yeah, we definitely had supply issues. I think because of the MCO, a lot of our suppliers had production issues because they are only allowed to produce from a time limit. So normally all these kind of warehouse factories, they run 24 hours. So like a good example would be like, Julie's Crackers, they run at a 24 hours basis to try to hit the demand. But during MCO, they were only allowed, half a day to run. So their ovens and their production line had to, take time to start the production. So a lot of the products that a lot of the customers want is not available, from like pasta to, pasta sauce to, there's one point they were crazy about bread, and in the beginning there was like tissue, things like that.
But weirdly enough, I feel like, thank God for Malaysia, we didn't actually go through the whole toilet paper, tissue paper frenzy. So, but like it was bread. I remember at some point the bread was just flying off the shelf.
Yes.
So that differs from country to country, obviously. So we have questions that are coming in right now. So this one is from Christopher. Christopher's question is, hi Aaron, similarly to the previous speaker, there are multiple channels and parties involved in your business. Are there any collaboration tools or methods you use to ensure the message is well delivered? Thanks.
Of course, we currently for Sunshine Online, we use like email blastings and Facebook to advertise our products. Yes, we do in terms of collaboration tools, I'm not sure what kind of collaboration you are talking about. Maybe we do collaborate with Coca-Cola to come up with our limited edition products, which is only sold on Sunshine Online. That is one of the tools that you can use to work with your suppliers. Other than that, it's kind of basic Facebook, Instagram, even through our email blasting. And we also have our Sunshine app. So we are also working on developing notification tools to target our customers. Is this what, Christopher, are you talking about?
Well, let's hope so. But if this is not what you are expecting, just go ahead and leave another question in the Q&A. We'll get right back to you.
Yeah, but if she's talking about in different channels like Shopee and Lazada as well as Grab, they also have their own marketing tools that they can work with us together. Different marketing strategies that we work together directly with their account managers to push our products out there. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So this next one is from Aizuddin. So Aizuddin's question is, to get people to embark into Sunshine Online platform, we need to create a culture that embraces digital technology. How do you advocate them to try out to sell at your platform?
One of our strategy is like the recent one we actually use for Chinese New Year is to encourage tell our customers, oh, don't let your parents come out, shop online and we'll deliver to you. We did that one campaign, and we also introduced vouchers available for offline customers to purchase online. And we also had a campaign to what we call skip the queue. So you don't actually have to line up outside our stores. You can actually purchase directly online and bring Sunshine directly to your doorstep itself. So that's how we try to educate our customers and advocate to them. In our website itself, we also have a live chat function. So for customers who do not know how to use our website, they can immediately get on and ask us anything. And we also have a call center available during office hours to help people out throughout. And especially during MCO, we get a lot of calls from your typical aunties, like, how do I click? Where do I find the card? How do I, find this item? These are the questions that we try to answer them and get them comfortable in using our website itself and shopping online.
Because I think it's been obviously a lot harder for the older generations to adopt these kind of methods, because all of a sudden they have to use, online shopping, everything is, contactless delivery. It's been so hard for them. So I think these little tips and tricks that you have on your website, it really does help them out. It does go a long way, because I see my own parents struggling from time to time.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so this next question is from Rachel. Rachel's question is, hi, Aaron. What is the distribution coverage area on? Is it Penang Island only? How about Butterworth and BM? What is the average time required for delivery from the order to doorstep? Thanks.
Our coverage is whole of Penang at the moment, but for mainland, we go by different postcodes. We deliver to mostly whole of Penang state itself. In terms of what is the average time required for delivery, if you're in Penang Island, we do have same-day delivery available on our website. We have next-day delivery as well, but depending on demand, sometimes you just need to check on the schedule. At the moment, we are working very closely with Delivery It and Grab, so you can actually get your groceries within 45 minutes to an hour. So that is the choices that we have at the moment. Yeah.
All right, super cool. So this next one is from Brandon. So Brandon's question is, what are the challenges you face in handling fresh food deliveries?
Oh, that's a lot of challenges that we face on this, because fresh fruit is such a fragile product. Temperature changes, handling from our pickers itself would damage the product. So one of the great qualities what Sunshine have is that if you purchase a fresh produce from us, you can actually reject when we deliver to you if you're not satisfied with the item, and refund with no question asked. So the challenges is that is actually managing the inventory itself, because fresh vegetables, they don't tend to last too long. So if, let's say, during Chinese New Year, when we have the most amount of orders, our challenge is that to try to keep the vegetable fresh long enough to deliver to the customer. So sometimes, if, let's say, our customer ordered today, but their delivery date is 3 days time, our challenge is that to try to arrange that, let's say they order broccoli or like tomatoes, to have the tomatoes available 3 days after. Of course, we're not going to pick the tomatoes today and then deliver on the third day. We'll try to pick the most freshest produce on the day of. So that's our biggest challenge, trying to manage the time and the arrival time of our fresh produce. Yeah. And also when during delivery also, there is also a challenge in trying to keeping the vegetable fresh. For us, we don't have so much budget like Tesco to have like a chill lorry, or we use a very rudimentary kind of very basic is to use a chill box. So everything is kept in a chill environment, so that when you receive the item, your vegetable is still somewhat in the cool climate of like if you go to a supermarket in the fridge or in an aircon condition, so that they'll keep the fresh fruit fresh as long as possible. Yeah.
You can see how challenging that must have been, especially when it comes to things like poultry and fish.
Yes, most definitely. Even frozen items also is a big challenge.
Correct, because the moment it starts defrosting, it starts to,
Yes, imagine ice cream. I think you had the same question just now about ice cream cake.
I think even on a normal basis, when you get ice cream from the store and you're in your car and the aircon is on at full blast and you get home, it's still melted. So
yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty frustrating from time to time. But I think BC, he mentioned earlier that Malaysians are a little bit more understanding. I think they know, because our climate is hot, it's humid, so there's really nothing much you can do. I mean, as long as we get our groceries or our toiletries delivered to us in a timely manner, I think that's all we're really thankful for at some point.
Yes.
Moving forward, this next question is from Daniel. Daniel's question is, how do you make control of ERP to make sure that products you sell at Sunshine Online does not go out of stock from the store?
So this we do an API with our retail system. So the simple solution is actually to create a what do you call not a benchmark but a limit. So if, let's say, our stores have 10 quantities of, let's say, I don't know, shampoo or pasta sauce, we only have 10 cans of pasta sauce left. In our system itself, we will set at, we set if the system, if the offline stores only have 6 left, we will automatically put on OS. So this will accommodate if, let's say, by the time my picker goes and pick the item and the customers has already put it into their shopping cart. So one of the biggest issues we have with OS is that our customers put it in the shopping cart but haven't paid yet. So technically in the system, there is still 10 or 6 pasta sauce, but in reality, there's only 4 pasta sauce available. So to try to solve that issue is that we create a kind of a limit. So if, let's say, the pasta sauce surpass below 6, we automatically put on OS. But of course, that also doesn't solve that OOS issue in its totality. So of course, we will still, off and on, we will still have a stock issue. Yeah. I think this will not be solved unless you have your own inventory, but having your own inventory also has its own challenges as well.
It certainly does. So this next one is from Annie. So the question is, hi Aaron, how do you see regarding the price competition at marketplace? Because everyone is selling the same products. Do you have any methods to have such a big, huge SKU item?
Yes, definitely we have the same challenges, but that boils down to what is your company's strategy. So if your strategy is to increase the sales contribution in your business itself, then you need to see how you want to put margin in your products. If your company is more towards a cost saving and they're just there to try to increase their reach, then you need to put a fairly high margins, but that would mean that you are less competitive in the marketplace business. So there's two methods. One is actually to hit volume. So of course, if you want to hit volume, you will need to be prepared to make some losses. But I think a good strategy is to try to hit the volume. If you don't get the volume, it's very hard for you to negotiate with different suppliers, as well as your own management itself is trying to get, let's say, if you want to say, I want to have a warehouse, but if your sales contribution is only like less than 1%, it's going to be very hard for them to try to work together with you in that sense. I hope this answers Annie's question.
Okay, I think time is up, but I see this one question, this last one that just came in. Okay, two more questions just came in. All right, so let's just take this one from Rachel. So Rachel's question is, hi Aaron, do you plan to set up a central warehouse by regions or pick up directly from suppliers or manufacturers directly and send them to customers? How do you pack all items and send together in one delivery, for example, in one box? And how do you pack the fresh and wet food items and dry items? Thanks.
Well, that's a lot of questions. So let's go with the question one. How do you plan to set up a central warehouse by region? Yes, I do, but I don't think it's central warehouse is quite large. So what we plan to do is actually to create what they call a windowless store. Basically means a store that customers do not come in, but at the same time, it's not as large as a warehouse. So this usually a good example of that is if you look at Panda Mart. Panda Mart has their own little stores around key population areas. So usually these stores would have around 2,000 to 3,000 SKUs. So that's what we plan to do is regarding do we want to pick up directly from suppliers, I don't think that would work because of our variety of SKU. It's very difficult for us to pick. Let's say if you buy if your order is like, you have all your daily necessities like pasta, to tuna, to Pantene shampoo, it's very difficult for us to go to multiple suppliers to do that. So do I pack all our items together in one box? No, but it depends on the orders itself. That's why it's a bit difficult. It's one of the challenge that we have when we are working with the on-demand delivery service like Grab or Delivery. It is actually to manage the volumetric deliveries. So one of the solution is actually to measure all your volumetric weight of your items into the system itself. So if it passes a certain threshold, I think this is something they can work with Grab with, is that they will automatically change into a 4-wheeler instead of a 2-wheeler to deliver your products. Yeah. Lastly, the question, how do I pack the fresh and wet goods and dry items? I pack them separately. I only put them together when I deliver to you. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was quite a mouthful of questions there.
Yes, there's a
And
mouthful.
we have,
Thank you for
and
the questions.
yeah, we love these questions. There's so many good questions coming in, and we're out of time. This is kind of frustrating. So,
Yeah.
I've got really no choice but to let you off right now. But Aaron, if you can, once I let you off, please answer these questions. All you have to do is just click on the Q&A and hit type question and type in your answers. I'm pretty sure our viewers here would appreciate it. But for now, we have to say goodbye. You guys, if you enjoyed his presentation, let's give him a round of applause, a virtual round of applause in the chat box. Thank you so much, Aaron, for your time and for joining us here today. And feel free to stay on with us for the rest of the day. We've got a whole day full of presentations and panel discussions. So you're more than welcome to stay on with us.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right, I'll see you. Bye. Okay, you guys.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.